I don't know if guys are purposely doing this, but when they get into their vehicle with both feet at once, it's like they're jumping in instead of just stepping in. Girls, like it.
Hey Jeep family, it's Neil with SFJ4x4.com, Simpson Family Jeeps, back again with our Tech Tuesday update. I'm starting outside today, so we've got a full load in the shop obviously, but this one came in last night. It's one of my favorite ones. We've done some cool work with this one in the past, and we're getting ready to get the ARB twin tank mounted up under the passenger side seat, finish out our rock hard skids on the front half of it, and get it ready to head out on another Jeep Jamboree USA. It's a very cool Jeep, done a lot of work with, and the couple that owns it just brought their 4xe out to us last night so we could drool all over it and enjoy the very attractive hydro blue 4xe that it is. So we're going to get that one in here this weekend, or first of the week next week. We have the clean this TJ up. It's going to be getting wrapped all in fishbone off-road, front, rear bumpers, side steps, Rusty's tire carrier. We got to do a little bit of frame work, a little bit of frame love on it, and work that one, get that one in the door, and get those parts on. We're going to keep on going down the line here, and this one's been in for a few weeks now, and just based on part availability, it's one of the big struggles. Everybody's talking about it. We're faced with it just like anybody else, and we need to give it some love, but we really got to have the parts available. We finally think we have a breakthrough today, and hopefully we'll be pulling that one in onto the service floor sooner than later. It definitely needs its time. This one I'm really excited about because this 2.4 has been on property for almost a full year at this point because we needed a motor. And a big shout out to our motor shop, Super Coops Unlimited, and their ability to kind of step up to the plate. They took this job on about 5 weeks ago, I'd say. And I'm really happy to report that we should have a fully built 2.4 engine to put in this Jeep. This Jeep's actually from Georgia originally, so it's absolutely cherry. It's a super clean rig, and I'm very happy that we're going to be able to get that one back on the road for the summer sooner than later. Obviously, we have one of our company LJs there in the corner, and that bad boy needs a transmission. And again, a big shout out to Jasper Transmission and Engines. They're actually going to be doing the transmission for us. It's the 42 RLE. Those of you who know, and that poor Jeep has been subject to hardcore off-roading, pulling trailer, big drives through the mountains down to the Atlantic Ocean for family vacations and whatnot. And fortunately, it too is going to be on the road this summer. Is our game plan. We're going to move on to a project that I have here, and if you haven't seen, but if you've been past the shop, you'll know how much my Cummins Ram over here, how much I love it and how impeccable it's been to this business for a decade now. And picked up this parts rig. We're going to be doing a YouTube video just on the rebuild here, and the idea is there's actually a lot of crossover technology between our Jeeps and Rams. So we're actually going to be, this was a Cummins 5.9. It's actually similar era. We're going to be pulling some parts off of that. We're going to do a full frame off rebuild on that truck there. And ideally, we'll tear into that probably late summer, early fall, but we're getting ready, getting those sized up and staged up to do that. Come around the corner still, we got Chuck. Guys took him out wheeling last weekend. Had a lot of fun, performed well. If you get a chance to check out their footage, it's going to be awesome. We had a great group of people out at Southington Off-Road. A big shout out to that facility and making wheeling relevant in Northeastern Ohio, Northwestern Pennsylvania. And so we've kind of combed over that one. The camera crew got it totally dirty on the inside, dirty on the outside, but it fared well. And it's sitting there for its next fun adventure. And then finally, we have this one, which has been in out a couple times. And that Jeep has some great wheeling stories. The owner has been all over the place, wheeled with a bunch of different people. He's a super nice guy, and we're just waiting on some lower control arms from Iron Rock Off-Road. We've got a big order from IRO coming in, and we're just waiting on his stuff. Pretty simple fix, but again, part availability. We're gonna pan over there real quick just to touch base on Bunny and a 4.0, a little two-door XJ that I love, but needs a 4.0. Another LJ on property. You see we're actually pretty cleared out. We're desperately trying to keep on our 2-3 week turn period to get Jeeps in and out, but the challenges of the world we're living in. Let's get inside and see what's going on with the guys. You're gonna notice that I am hands-free today. I know that the guys have had me using, if you've watched any of our videos, I'm usually on a leash to Davey the Savage Thompson back there. I am hands-free. We got the new lapel. Hopefully we got some good audio quality. They assure me it's gonna be good. If it's not, that's them. That's Davey the Savage. But I'm hands-free, so I can talk with hands, and obviously critically important, drink coffee. This is obviously where the magic's at. The guys are doing an awesome job working through some really technical projects. We're lining up some big builds for the springtime. We thank all of you people who've showed up and started doing your your planning already. We've got some big jobs, some pretty cool, pretty gnarly things in the works. We're gonna kind of start over here. We're tearing into this one. This one's getting a full Steer Smarts steering setup on the front end. It's getting JKS adjustable track bars front and rear. We're lowering a little bit of air pressure out of these tires. We're gonna do a 5-tire rotation, smooth them out, mix it up, super chips, 3571, so we can lower the air pressure, turn the light off, and make this Jeep run down the road really smooth and nice. The owners have done a lot of good work. This was a really challenging death wobble situation because everything was tight. It was installed reasonably well. The challenge is that when we talk to people, it's kind of as the dominoes have fallen, we've got further and further away from the original reason why it started to death wobble in the first place. So they did good work, but we've got to address that original symptom that caused it to have problems in the first place. And that's what we're doing now. On the rack is a super clean, another LJ. And this one actually is pretty near and dear. It looks a lot like my father's LJ and the way that we bought it when it was back in 05, 06. And what we're doing with this Jeep is we're actually sort of returning it to a mostly original condition. This customer really likes how clean it is and how kind of factory appropriate it is. We are using JKS 2-inch springs, adjustable track bar, but we're going to largely original components as if this Jeep had rolled off the factory line, and then just some maintenance items, as a pushing 20-year-old Jeep would need. But very cool, very clean, and well worth the investment. We have this package here, and so we have this trailer in, and you might have seen that in one of the live videos, that this is a very cool tag-along trailer, and we'll talk a little bit about what we are doing with it for our customer. It couples to this Jeep back here. You can tell the no limits hitch here. This is a kind of a unique design versus like your standard 2-inch or 2 and 5/16 inch ball hitch. This Jeep recently got an ARB. Come in and follow me here. We'll show you where that's at. You can't even tell, but that ARB is tucked in underneath the seat here. Switch via the auxiliary switch panel already installed on the Jeep. It also got an up-down air system, so the valves for the up-down air, and it has whips that come in and connect at the different Schrader valves. There's a Schrader valve here and a little whip, and that will equalize the air pressure as you air down and you air up. So a very cool convenience-based mod. It's also going to help the longevity and lifespan of the tires, because all of those tires, as you off-road, are going to equalize in air pressure. Therefore, the handling is going to be better, less wear and tear on all the components, and the tires are all going to evenly wear in comparison. This Jeep's got a big activity level it's going to be doing over the next couple of years. So we've got skids and rock rails yet to go onto it, and then they're going to be doing Uwari and Moab and a whole bunch of other very cool things. And they're going to be doing it, if we can swing around here, in this very cool Expedition 2.0 trailer. And that trailer is in so that we can address this little component here, which is called a red arc. And that red arc is going to allow seamless functionality between the solar panels and the tow vehicle, the Jeep itself, to maintain the batteries, so that as they use this on the long haul in their overlanding activities, that they can assure that these batteries are going to stay in good condition and they're going to have full power at all times. I want to look at this trailer real quick because it's just wicked cool. Kind of open up the inside, just enough space for 2 people. I'm a little claustrophobic, but still pretty neat. And this trailer, just solid, closes nice. It's got hot water tanks here. It's got the kitchen on the other side, and the back is all storage. What's really cool is you can see this trailer construction here for that departure angle, and obviously it has that no limits hitch here on the front with this polyurethane bushing. This spins, that all is held in onto the trailer. So very cool product there, and working that one out for the customer. This project, if you've been following along, we're gonna have a special video on it, is just this awesome, again, another LJ. If you watched our podcast from last Monday, we jokingly talk about why the LJ is the greatest Jeep ever invented. We have the anti-rock that's going in together, has the Rancho steering knuckles, so we need to figure out a custom drag link. We have the Rusty steering on the front, but we're going to make our own drag link to wrap around the sway bar link to the Rancho knuckle. The PSC kit is reasonably being fully plumbed at this time. We are running into a clearance issue between the Mishimoto radiator and the PSC hydraulics. So we're probably going to have to put a 1-inch body lift. Most of our big builds do a 1-inch body lift right out of the gates. This one I was trying to avoid, but it looks like it's going to be required at this time. You can see the ARB sitting on top there. Just a really clean build. JK Ultimate 44, a Dana 44 axle in the front with a JK rear axle, triangulated, all on an iron rock suspension. Really just a wicked build. And we're waiting on a couple parts and pieces that are on national back order, but really hope to have this one cleaned up in the next few weeks so that we can start on a couple other cool builds that are waiting on this one on the performance end of things. Come back here. As we gaze into the CJ corner, we just backed this bad boy in the other day. This is just an absolutely screaming V8. Customer actually bought this from a dealership recently, and fiberglass tub. Unfortunately, it's got some leaks. It's got some clutch linkage issues. So we're going to be going through for them and cleaning up some of that stuff, make it nice and functional, and so he can enjoy the summer with it and then do whatever he wants at that point. But a very clean Jeep, and one well worth the time and energy that we're putting into it on the CJ side of things. We made some headway on the this Jeep for recently. We did a little bit of frame repair. We ended up having, as we cut off this back cross member, to repair the one side, we discovered that the opposite side was actually just as bad. So we went ahead and we got that cleaned up and repaired. Thanks to Rust Buster Frameworks, we've got the appropriate frame patch pieces in place, cut out all of that bad metal, put that on, and then added this new nice rear cross member. Really stiffen up and give that rear end the appropriate clean metal that it deserves and it needs. Again, Old Man Emu suspension, really looking forward to putting this Jeep back together and enjoying the ride quality of that lift. Hashtag not a restoration, getting all these stainless lines plumbed recently, all the power steering lines, the clutches in place, axles, just a ton of headway on that one. Big shout out to Yukon for a custom chromoly axle shaft for the front axle. We're running 30 splines, which those of you who know, that's a huge splined axle for that CJ Dana 30 wide track there. And then we've got the beach cruiser, as I like to call it. And if you can see just past my shoulder, my favorite part are those old school KC daylighters mounted on the front there. Love, love, love them. And that one's getting the painless harness and a bunch of other cool trim pieces. That's about it. Guys, it's crazy, but it's crazy good, and we thank you for that. We've got just awesome, cool projects. Our team here is doing everything we can in our ability to make sure that we turn out Jeeps in a timely fashion, that we get the best products that we can possibly get on the market, and that we can have a product, an end product, that both you, the consumer, and us can be proud of. My name's on it at the end of the day, and that means something to all of us here, and that just encourages us to do more for the Jeep community as a whole. If there's something cool that you saw, point it out, leave us a comment, ask about a project that we've done. There's a lot of people chiming in. We have the 52 M38, that frame's going off to powder coat and wheels are getting refurbed. Obviously the Not a Restoration, there's a bunch of videos on that. We've got a JK long arm build coming in. We've got a TJ full frame off with a Gallin stroker and NV4500 and an Atlas coming in. That build's going to be happening soon. We've got a lot of just cool lift kits happening to get people, elevated for the summer. So if there's something cool happening here, let us know about it. Or if you'd like to see more on a specific project that we're doing or a process that we're doing, let us know that as well. And make sure you head over to sfj4x4.com, look for some parts and grab some gear, grab some merch, whatever it might be. And, we thank you for supporting us both on the website and here at the facility in Conneaut. Until then, Jeep family, Jeep on.